save lives. Humans or animal people. Get immense merits.
Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
When somebody comes back from a life on Earth, it's a huge deal because what I was told is that Earth, this planet, is the hardest of all of them.
Near-Death Experiences, Exploring Heavens and the Afterlife, Part 8 of a multi-part series. Please continue watching to find out more.
Animal rights is now the leading social justice issue on the planet. Your decision is whether you support either the butcher or the butchered. It cannot be both. Morrissey, vegan.
Citizens of the territory of American Samoa welcome you today by saying Si'o'u alofa, which means I greet you with love in the Samoan language. I am Molly Pola. The friendly American Samoan people encourage you to smile often and cherish your time on our glorious planet. We are grateful to have you with us today for Part 8 of our multi-part series, Near-Death Experiences, Exploring Heavens and the Afterlife. In this episode, we will learn more about what happens after our death and if we get to see our deceased animal friends again in the afterlife. For centuries, humans have had a mystical curiosity about the afterlife. We have many questions and always wonder what is there for us after we leave this physical body and journey beyond death. Today, we have the incredible privilege of hearing firsthand from people who have had near-death experiences, or NDEs. These individuals have visited the other side and are here to share their life-changing experiences with us. In this series, we will explore their NDEs and hear about their personal experience of meeting God and traveling to the afterlife. When John J. Davis was 21 years old, he was driving a moped, lost control, and crashed into a tree. In the accident, he severely injured his hand and needed immediate surgery. While on the operating table, his heart stopped beating for 7 minutes. During this time, Mr. Davis traveled to heaven and met his spirit guide, who gave him a tour of the divine realm beyond. His testimony is one of the most detailed descriptions of heaven from any near-death experience ever recorded. Mr. Davis first remembers being in what he calls the Orientation Building. He compares the design of the building to the Temple of Artemis, a Greek temple built over 2,000 years ago in present-day Turkey. Coming into the building from one side were many tunnels, which were portals connecting deceased individuals back to this heavenly realm.
These tunnels that were on my left, the tunnels connect people with Earth to the other side. So when their lifetime is finished on Earth, they cross through these tunnels and they end up on the other side.
Counselors were present in this room whose purpose was to reacclimate and comfort earthly citizens who had just crossed back over to their true home.
But when we come into a lifetime, our memory gets washed about the other side where we're from, because we're not from Earth. Earth is just a place of learning and growth and developing your soul. But our real home is on the other side, or some people like to call it heaven, some people call it the afterlife. And so these orientation counselors help people remember where they're really from.
Next, John was shown what he describes as the gardens. He compares them to beautifully manicured English gardens with trees, flowers, and the most vibrant green grass you could imagine. In the gardens, souls who have returned home are reunited with their past deceased family members for a big celebration.
When somebody comes back from a life on Earth, it's a huge deal, because what I was told is that Earth, this planet, is the hardest of all of them.
His spirit guide then took him to a building similar to a theater, with one large screen on the inside. John was then shown a video of 3 of his past lifetimes.
Past lifetimes are real because we are infinite beings. There's no end to knowledge. There's no end to learning. One of the things that I thought was so interesting is that we come into life because we want to experience hardship, because that's where we learn.
Another stop on his NDE journey was a gigantic planetarium. John walked inside, took a seat, and began looking up at the large screen that covered the ceiling. The lights went off, and he heard a kind voice say, "Let's begin." The voice began to show John the true expansiveness of planets with life within our universe.
And he started showing me first planet after planet, then dozens of planets, then hundreds, thousands, then millions and millions of planets. And he told me there is far more life in the universe than you possibly know. We've always thought that Earth is the only inhabited planet, but it's not. And we can have lifetimes on other planets all over the universe.
John's final stop was in a vast open field. His spirit guide left him, and he was alone for the very first time. Then a man showed up in front of him with brown hair, wearing a white robe with a golden sash and gold-colored sandals. John was told it was Jesus.
And he spoke to me, and he said, "You must tell them there is no death.
Immediately after hearing Jesus Christ, vegetarian, speak to him, John woke up back in his body, looking up at the surgeons reviving him.
Choose vegan. Walk toward paradise.
Precious viewers, let's pause for a moment to appreciate all the people that have made a significant impact in our lives that have now passed on. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Stop Russian fascism! Stop Russian imperialism! Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
Welcome back to our program, Near-Death Experiences, Exploring Heavens and the Afterlife, Part 8 of a multi-part series on Supreme Master Television. Do you ever wonder if your best dog, cat, or another animal friend is waiting for you in heaven? The answer is yes. At 12 years old, Dylan received the best gift from his dad, the cutest boxer pup named Blaze. Blaze became Dylan's best friend, and the two were inseparable. Sadly, a few years later, Blaze was hit by a car and died. When Dylan was an adult, he worked in construction, laying pipes alongside the road. One day, while he was walking along the side of the road, a car lost control and hit him, causing severe bodily injury. While lying by the side of the road waiting for the paramedics, his soul separated from his body, and he found himself in an expansive field full of beautifully colored singing wildflowers. A man appeared to guide Dylan and took him to a small cottage near a stream. The man whistled, and a familiar-looking dog person came running full speed at Dylan. It was Blaze. Blaze leaped onto Dylan and licked his face. The man then said, "Looks like he really missed you."
At that moment, no matter what anyone ever calls that place, it became paradise for me. I had thought I would never see Blaze again, and here he was ready to play. I began to cry tears of happiness as Blaze and I ran all over the place together.
After a while, the man said it was time for Dylan to return to Earth and said, "Blaze will be here waiting for you."
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Chile is one of them. Chile, Law 20.380, Animal Protection Statute. The Chilean Animal Protection Statute outlines that the maltreatment of animal people is a misdemeanor that can be punished by fines and up to 3 years in jail. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses, no more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace, so be it.
Our final near-death experiencer returned from heaven with a message on behalf of the beloved animal people. An unnamed boy traveled out of his body when he was suffering from a wound in the hospital. He drifted for a while and ended up in front of 3 enormous golden gates filled with gems of various colors, with the largest jewel as big as a car. When he walked through, he was in a large space filled with many different animal people.
All around me were many animals I had never seen before. I saw an elephant with huge ears that was eating a tree branch. There was also a monkey that was making faces at me. There were also some small animals whose names I didn't know, but they were cute and friendly. Suddenly, I felt that something was approaching me. I turned around and was surprised to find a huge lion staring at me.
When looking into the lion's person's eyes, the boy knew this heavenly animal person meant only kindness. The lion then began to speak to the 9-year-old.
"Welcome to heaven, my friend."
The boy asked the lion citizen, "Why can I communicate with you?" The lion person responded,
Because you are now in heaven, a place where there are no boundaries or limits. Here, all our lives are imbued with divine power, including our language.
The boy then asked if all animal persons come to heaven. The gentle lion individual said,
Yes, my friend. All lives will be saved and redeemed, and none will be forgotten. In this sacred place, every life is respected.
The boy then saw coming up to him his favorite sheepdog companion that had passed away a few years earlier. The boy was so excited to see his friend, who he missed dearly. The sheepdog friend then spoke to him.
It told me that it was very grateful for my care and love, but that its mission had been accomplished and it had to leave me.
This experience led to the boy having a profound realization.
Not only humans, but all animals have their own mission.
The boy then returned to his physical body on the hospital bed. This near-death experience with our animal co-inhabitants had such an impact on the individual that as an adult he worked as a volunteer for an animal protection organization.
I deeply realize that animals need our help more than humans. They cannot protect themselves as we humans can. I would like to urge everyone not to hurt animals. We can choose to adopt pets and let them find a sense of belonging and security in our families. Let them get the right to live in this world as they deserve.
We hope human citizens realize this message extends to our food, clothing, and product choices. May we soon repent, pray for forgiveness, and turn vegan, so our precious animal co-citizens can live a full life filled with peace as they deserve.
Life has no more fun? Try vegan.
Kind viewers, thank you for joining us today on Near-Death Experiences, Exploring Heavens and the Afterlife, Part 8 of a multi-part series. Up next is The Inner Telepathy with a Master, Part 4 of 7, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May you become a vegan hero, showing all those around you that compassion is the newest trend in style.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/ss.